didn't have a backup. I had a backup, but it was an old backup. That backup was from a long time ago, and I have changed my mouth tracking and made tweaks to my mouth/face tracking ever since for quite a while. I'm glad the mouth looks good so far. I hope. Be honest though, it's okay if you notice something and like, Lily, you know, this and this is weird. I can look into it. You know, I can. If it seems good, I'm happy, but it's okay. I wanna obviously display this model in its best possible, like, I want this model to look good. You know? So if something stands out, let me know. Yeah. Looks nice for me and accurate. Okay. It's also sometimes hard to tell if the mouth tracking is good or not because to really test if the mouth tracking is good, you have to record it. Because VTube Studio, like the graphics are slightly delayed. So when you talk and look at the model in VTube Studio, it seems off. It seems not accurate. But you have to record it and put like 200 something milliseconds delay on your voice in OBS and then look at it with the recording. I think I have my delay at 250 milliseconds. So you can really see if it's looking proper or not. Because, yeah, you can't otherwise tell. The only thing standing out is your overload of cuteness. That some delay would drive me nuts. I just don't think it's any other way. I think that's just graphics and audio just compute different. The audio will always come in faster than the graphics can compute. So you will just have to put a delay on OBS. Like 250 milliseconds is not a lot of a delay. The model is very responsive if you look at it, like in real time, even with the delay. But to get like a perfect one-on-one on what it's supposed to look like, you have to record it with the delay. Yes. But I'm happy. I think I've kind of, at least in testing, another thing that is like, again, sorry for being technical. I just want to share what happened. Talking about it helps me vent my frustration about being dumb. But when you test a model, like the mouth tracking specifically, you tend to. It's just human nature. When you test it and make the shapes and say the words, you tend to be more. I need a word, chat. You tend to be more careful and more precise with those shapes. You overdo it a little bit as well, yes. And yeah, you are like slightly more expressive and exaggerated when testing and adjusting the parameters, which are numbers. There's input numbers and output numbers. You adjust those decimals, right? And curves as well. So many people, this is why I always tell people you need days, weeks, if not months to set up a new model. That's just how it is. On debut, it is so rare for a model to look perfect. And if it does, I want to almost bet that if a model looks perfect on debut, I want to bet they went back and forth with the settings multiple times prior to debut. And I do that too. And even though I do that after debut, I still sometimes go back because I look at the VOD and I'm like, when I do this mouth shape, or when I don't open my mouth very much, it just stays closed. I notice this a lot with VTuber models where either the mouth is too open or it stays too closed. So when they talk and make an M sound, the mouth either doesn't close, or when they talk, the mouth is like kind of always closed like this, where like the parameters aren't set up properly. So when they talk, the mouth is just kind of always doing this where it's like half closed. And it happens a lot because when you're setting it up, you have this human tendency where you just over-exaggerate the shapes ever so slightly, even if you try not to. So you really have to see it in action when you drop the act and you really relax your face and you're more normal, and then you can see, hey, when I do small mouth shapes, they don't show up enough. My mouth is either too open or too closed, or the smile isn't strong enough when I do my E's and S. The smile isn't like wide enough. It still looks like an O despite me saying E. Like minimal. The lips should be apart. Minimal. When I say minimal with I's and E's in the name, my mouth should close and open for all the vowels and consonants, right? And the mouth should be stretched because minimal is a very stretched out word. When I say minimal, my mouth can be like minimal. It's not the right shape. So that's when I know if my mouth goes minimal. When I say minimal, then I know the smile needs like a larger decimal. I need to input a larger number or adjust the curve so the me, I, and E sounds actually like widen the mouth, make it more either up the curve to make it more sensitive, or input the numbers manually, which I tend to do a bit of both. Yeah, exactly. When you speak normal, when you get into the rhythm of just being normal, people are gonna be surprised how like minimally, haha, minimal, our mouth shape actually changes compared to acting out the mouth shape. It's kind of surprising how precise the cameras can also pick up these differences, because like when you have to analyze it, you understand and realize how very extremely subtle these lip movements are and how precise the camera has to be to read them all. Mm-hmm. Can you speak German for us? Yeah. There you go. I'm an uncle to a niece. Hey, congrats! Today? Perfect. Was? I've learned so much. Also, if there are any fellow VTubers out there that struggle to set up their models, my favorite words to use when setting up my lip tracking. My favorite words to use, hello, hi, by the way, I love that image. I will not gatekeep my knowledge, although knowledge is a strong word. I just find that these work really well for me. But my favorite words to use when setting up mouth tracking is, well, minimal is one of the words, because your mouth, like I said, should close with each of the consonants. Mini, and the N shouldn't close the lips fully, so minimal. It's a really good word to test if your tracking is good, because the lips should make an E, a smile, an E sound. That one I like a lot. Another word I like to use a lot when setting up mouth tracking is probably. Probably. Because the consonants are P, which close your mouth, right? Probably. And again, it has an L sound, where your mouth shouldn't close when you say the L, but it should close when you say P. So I like the word probably a lot, because that you can check in the word probably, you can check if your mouth has a decent difference between O and E sound. O and E, O and E. Probably. Because there should be a noticeable difference between pro and bly. Probably. And the lips should close with the P's. And the P's are they're like rapid fire P's. I love, it's my favorite word to use when tracking the mouth, because probably is like one of those words where it's very difficult. If you're tracking and set up any, like, not optimally, probably is gonna be a very hard word to track.